The rains have brought some of the gloomy conditions. The break that we've been getting allowed this to happen. Absolutely gorgeous photograph that SFO posted. These photos, beautiful rainbow sitting over the runways this morning. These were taken around 10:30 when that first break in the storm came. It allowed for a little bit of sunshine to peek through. And again, of course, this beautiful rainbow, a nice sight for some people who were waiting for their flights. They might have been waiting a little bit longer than they had hoped. We're taking a live look at SFO right now. According to FlightAware, departure delays ongoing at the airport. Currently about 16 to 30 minutes. Nothing too terrible, but a little bit of a delay. As you can see, it is dry there. Delays aren't really due to the rains. According to FlightAware, strong winds are actually causing some of the issues. We can hear the wind outside the windows right now. It is whipping pretty good. Joining us to talk a little bit about air travel conditions is Doug Yakel with San Francisco International Airport. Doug, always a pleasure to have you on. Talk to me a little bit about conditions right now and the status of delays and whatnot at the airport right now.
Yeah, as you said, the length of the delays aren't very long, but we are experiencing delays. I would say a little over 10% of our flights right now are delayed. And you're right, it's really more winds than rain that is causing it. This system that's bringing all this rain, the winds are really coming from a different direction than what we normally see at our airport. And that has us taking off and landing in a different direction accordingly. And it's a less efficient way for our airport to operate. And that's really what's causing the delays we're seeing today.
Are we expecting these winds to persist throughout the rest of the day?
Yeah, I think as long as we see the winds come from these atypical directions, normally at SFO, the winds blow out of the northwest. This system is coming more from the south, heading in a southeasterly direction. That's got us on what we call the southeast plan. So we're essentially taking off towards the San Mateo Bridge, whereas, we normally land coming over the San Mateo Bridge. So, yeah, as long as the system's with us, I think we can expect some further weather-related impact.
Okay, and that's throughout today as well as throughout the rest of the week, do you think?
It is. Yeah, I see we've got some opportunities for clearing in the coming days, but I know there's more rain in the forecast. Now, rain in and of itself won't be an issue. If the winds in some of these future rain scenarios are more typical out of the northwest, we might see a little bit less impact than what we're experiencing today.
Okay. Like you said, we are expected to get a little bit of clearing at some point this week and into the weekend, but then the rain is going to return next week. I'm sure that the airport is all going to be busy next week with it being the holiday week. What are the projections right now in terms of travelers that you guys are hoping to see throughout the next week?
Yeah, so we think that next week, we'll start ramping up to some of our peak days. We expect we'll have multiple days where we exceed over 50,000 people going through our security checkpoint. That matches what we saw over the Thanksgiving holiday, during which time we had 4 days of more than 50,000 through the checkpoint. These will be some of the strongest volumes we've seen since the pandemic began. Still a ways off from the 80,000 we might have seen at Christmas of 2019, but still headed in the right direction, and good to see those volumes recovering at the airport.
What tips do you have for travelers who are going to be dealing with all this? Not only the rains getting to the airport, but then, of course, potentially having to wait on delays and that sort of thing, as well as those TSA lines.
Yeah, absolutely. So number one, please allow extra time to get through the process. Given that weather is a potential factor, we recommend that you sign up for proactive flight alerts on your cell phone. Most airlines offer this. It'll send you information if your flight experiences a delay or a cancellation. Always good to find that out before you come out to the airport. The other thing we're real focused on right now is parking. We're seeing a level of parking garage activity that we haven't seen since pre-pandemic. And it looks like a lot of people are moving back to parking private vehicles as opposed to taking other modes of transit to the airport. So we're expecting our parking garages to reach full capacity by the time we reach the Christmas holiday. So our recommendation is to go online to our FlySFO website and book your parking in advance so you have a guaranteed spot. And that's also a way to know whether or not parking is completely full before coming to the airport. We also recommend looking at public transit or shared rides because we think those parking garages are going to be really busy this holiday.
Yeah, I know you guys experienced that over the Thanksgiving holiday as well. Anything else you want folks to know as they head out to the airport today, specifically with this weather situation?
I think we've covered it. Obviously, keep in touch with your airline for the status of your flight. We're really not seeing a lot of cancellations. Only 5 flights have canceled today, which is about normal for an airport of our size. So it's mainly just delays that we're dealing with. So keep in touch with your airline for the latest status of your flight.
All right, Doug Yakel with SFO. Thank you so much for joining us.